What the f? Oh, I assumed you knew who I was.
He assumed I knew who he was. Oh my God.
What is he talking about? One of the 2 or 3 times you've actually gotten angry on camera was when he was not doing laterals correctly.
That's right. That's right, because he was pissing me off.
And I remember you apologizing for it the next day. You're like, man, I was just so angry. I just wanted to do it correctly.
Like, I'm very, very patient with Jason. I've known him for a long time, and I know what makes him tick, and I know how to get. I know how to get through to him sometimes. But when Skip LaCour, PJ Braun, and Rich Gaspari, 3 big names.
Right.
They don't get any bigger than that. Show you the right way to do an exercise and you still refuse to do it the right way, I'm going to get pissed off at you because there's just simply no, unless there's something wrong with you mechanically that prevents you from doing so, but then you'll be in a video with Rich Gaspari and you'll do them the right way. So it's simply a matter of doing it selectively when you want to do it the right way.
Well, Jason, do you know how to do a lateral raise correctly? I mean, is it an issue of you not knowing how to do it correctly, or do you know how to do it correctly but just for whatever reason don't feel like doing it correctly?
I don't feel like doing it correctly.
Really?
Why? But wouldn't you rather do it correctly and get a better result?
Yes, yes.
So then that begs the question.
Force it to do it.
Why not do it correctly?
I'll do it correctly.
You will?
Yes.
All right.
Let me just demonstrate something quickly before we actually do the exercise. May I touch you, sir?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool. His humerus is externally rotated, right? If you're going to do a lateral raise like that, you're not going to optimize your side delt development because the side delt isn't doing very much in this position. This right here is really a front delt exercise. So this needs to be internally rotated. Now it's not about, people often make the mistake of saying it's about the hand positioning. They'll say, you need to have your pinky up and thumb down. But look at this, watch this. I'm moving his hand, nothing is happening to his upper arm at all. So what matters is where this is. So you want your shoulder to be internally rotated, not this much, because then you're risking impingement, but you want it to be internally rotated enough that your side delt is able to fire properly, so it's going to be responsible for this movement rather than just the front delt. Because look, the front delt is hit all the time. You know, all of these chest presses, the front delt is significantly involved in those exercises. The side delt really isn't. Even in overhead presses, the side delt is only functioning to stabilize as opposed to being a primary mover. So that's why lateral raises are extremely important for optimizing someone's shoulder development and doing them correctly. Obviously, it's important to do all exercises correctly.
So you don't avoid injury.
But some exercises are more technique demanding than others. And I call them technique exercises, although that's a bit of a misstatement because, as I said, you have to do everything correctly. But in the case of like a curl, people mess them up, but pretty obviously.
Well, okay, listen, Ian, curling is another thing we can get into because one of the things Jason is notorious for is hammer curling with one arm and doing a normal curl with the other. That's a whole other discussion.
So perhaps I wasn't giving a very
maybe
good
we could
example.
save that for tomorrow.
Lateral raise. It's very easy to do tons of lateral raises without doing very much for your side delts at all. So really nail it down with light weights. Get it such that you can feel your side delt contracting, and then build your way back up. So when I have people tell me they're doing lateral raises with 30-pound dumbbells, for example, and their shoulders aren't responding,
something's wrong.
Right, their side delts are not responsible for moving that weight. It's clearly something else. So,
well, Jason, you want to take a crack at it for the 100th time?
This is honestly not that bad. Because again, people are saying that his form is terrible because they're looking at his hands. But actually, if you look at the positioning of his humerus, would you agree that this is not that bad for...
That looks pretty good.
Yeah, with this one, I would say bring it up a little bit like this. Just a second, buddy. I can't really move his arm. It does what it wants.
Well, that's the bear arm he was going to wrap around your neck, you know.
Right.
Not bad.
Yeah. Here, do it with no weight real quick. Just raise your arm up. Okay. Now rotate your arm in. Lean forward just a little bit. Okay. Okay, up. Yeah, see, that's... If he does that consistently with progressively heavier weight, his side delt's going to get bigger. And you can just touch the muscle and you can tell if it's contracting, right? So his front delts are still doing something, obviously, but if he does this, and do you feel your side delts working now?
Yeah.
You'd be surprised. I've had big guys not do these correctly, and I'll have them do this with no weight at all, and after 15 or 20 reps, they can barely move their arm. Because if you relax them, then you'll end up doing a lot of this.
Yeah.
Or you'll be tempted to do it. So again, depress the shoulder blades, lean over very slightly, and contract your abs. So my torso is not going to flail anywhere, and then, right? So again, look at where my upper arm is. Because just like I said with the chest, the side delt isn't attached to the hand, right? This muscle doesn't act on your hand. So the only significance of your hand is that it connects the weight indirectly to the muscle that you're wanting to train.
Yeah.
So I would just say, let's imagine I'm doing laterals with these for some reason. I'm sure that there's some program that says use water bottles for... Here, buy this $99 water bottle and get big delts.
A Mike Chang program.
Right, yes, Mike Chang. Jason Genova hates him.
Who's Mike Chang?
He's the guy who has ads on every single...
Six-pack short.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I've seen. Now I know who you're talking about.
What is it? I'm a naturally fat guy or
Yes,
something.
I've seen that.
Lazy.
Yeah,
Lazy.
okay. We'll not talk about him.
Yeah, probably shouldn't.
What was I even discussing? I forget.
Position
Oh, right, okay, this is my weight. Let me actually get a weight so that I'm not...
Okay.
Over 25 numbers.
Here we go. This is a weight that's appropriate for me. So again, strictly speaking, I can do this. I can rotate, I can alter my grip and not have any effect on the shoulder joint. So strictly speaking, this doesn't matter. What matters is where the humerus is. Because if I'm doing this, a front delt exercise. If I'm doing this, a side delt exercise. But given that this doesn't matter, strictly speaking, in terms of side delt versus front delt involvement, just do whatever is comfortable or natural. The abs.
Little skin.
Yeah, a little lower,
He does have actually a bit of loose skin, yeah.
How do you tighten that up?
Skin elasticity can come back with time. Yours isn't so bad as to need surgery because you weren't obese to begin with.
Yeah.
But if someone is obese to start with or has really uneven fat distribution such that most of it is in their abdomen, that they'll have loose skin that won't go away as they sometimes need surgery. But there I was trying to see if this issue is an issue of just body fat or a lack of your contracting your abs correctly. I think it's a bit of both.
Yeah.
Because Andrew, I've seen Andrew talk to you about this in the past.
Yeah, so I can contract them right.
Jason was on his way to getting abs, I'd say 5-6 weeks ago. He was getting there. You could see it.
Right.
When he would take his shirt off and do a set of curls, you can see them activating. It looked really good. And then he slipped back a little bit. I don't know if it's diet related. I don't know if you...
Is it a
Stop.
supplement change?
You got to ask this guy.
Supplement.
Yeah.
It's not supplement, it's supplement.
You were doing really good for a while, and then your abdomen, no, it just...
But
I got hair covering me up too. I haven't shaved.
Something I've mentioned in the past is that his abs are underdeveloped. In the sense of the muscles themselves are just smaller than they could be. And if you were to train them twice a week for 30 minutes correctly, like a really serious workout, in the way someone trains their chest or delts or biceps, they would be bigger and therefore more visible.
Yeah.
So this is a very common problem with male bodybuilders who believe that training their abs will cause them to have a bigger waist or a GH gut or something, when in reality I think the majority of the time they'll look better as a result of simply being more muscular. So
Yeah, so I need to do more of that.
yeah, that's something we maybe don't have time to show you today, but certainly tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely.
Several times. I walk in, they're like, would you like a dozen?
Would you like a dozen of donuts?
Is that what happens to you, Jason? So you go in to get a coffee, and they say, want a dozen donuts?
And I say no. Can't have
Really?
them. I can't have them.
Yeah. Then Adam finds the receipt and
Now, you know, Jason, someone actually called the Dunkin' Donuts to which you go, and they asked, is it true that if you buy a large coffee, you get a free donut? And they said yes. Right? And you've been buying large coffees, is that correct?
Jason doesn't realize that Adam has like a whole army of spies on the
Right.
street here in Delray Beach doing his dirty work. Hey, it's right across the street. You want to take a walk?
What's funny is he doesn't, as far as I know, he doesn't ask these people to do this. They just do it of their own accord.
That's right.
It's like, so you gotta watch yourself, Jason.
Yeah, definitely.
Gotta create a
So-
fake identity, and
You do.
Hide.
You need to get like a, the Walter White hat or something. And
or you have to go to a Dunkin' Donuts in another city so that people wouldn't contact
oh,
them.
he needs to go to another county, I think, or another
Dade
state.
County.
I think so. You got to drive down to Miami just to get a sprinkled donut.
Okay, I'll do another set of these and then some rear delts. With the uneven dumbbells.
What are you showing him now? Some rear delt work?
I'm gonna do another set of laterals and then.
Jason, you're getting a little bit too distracted by the cell phone.
Yeah.
After you said I can only take a small amount at a time.
Well, small amount. So like less than 4 servings at once.
Yeah.
Well, if you've been watching Jason's videos for long enough, you see what happens when he takes too much of that Titanic, what was it, battery acid?
Yeah.
Titanic oil?
Yeah.
Oh, that was what happened with the leg workout with PJ Braun.
Yeah.
The dying.
Bounces off the walls. He's like a Mexican jumping bean in
Hey,
here.
that video got 37,000 views on it.
Which one?
PJ Braun leg workout.
The one where Jason almost died for about 30 minutes.
Do you know what people don't know about that video? And Jason, don't be mad at me for blowing your spot here, but this is pretty funny. When we drove home, I had to drive home after that PJ Braun leg workout video because Jason was like, drive my car, I can't drive. I'm like, okay. He was asking me to take him to the hospital. Do you remember that, Jason? He's like, take me to the hospital, man, I can't breathe. I'm like, Jason, relax, just take slow, deep breaths, you're gonna be okay.
I couldn't get out of bed and bend my back for 3 days.
So what was it? And then you didn't make a video for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You remember that?
I was in bed.
You didn't even come
Yeah.
to the gym for about 2 weeks, if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
And you said, I think you said something about taking a vacation
Yeah.
after that workout.
Yeah.
What was it you were drinking anyway? Was that like a whole gallon of pre-workout?
I don't know what's in that stuff.
It was elk urine.
It's like a kilo of cocaine mixed with Kool-Aid or some, I don't know what the hell it is.
Hyper.